Yeah, people often get to a crossroads in their careers and decide to go to the all wise and all knowing careers advisor for support. And, that's a good thing to do. That's what I did. And you go in there with high expectations, and Mr. Big sees you for 5 or 10 minutes, and you get some feedback on kind of the way you ought to be thinking about your future. Now, this is a bit of a problem because that person sees maybe a CV and maybe a covering letter or whatever else, and sees you for maybe 10 minutes to get to understand what you're all about, and then offers you advice on what you can do next. And my view is that in many cases, if not all cases, that policy or that process is flawed because you should know yourself better than anybody else and not rely on a careers advisor. And I'll give you a perfect example of my failings. So I went to see a careers advisor looking for a different role, and he said to me, the way forward and the place you need to be is the food industry. Okay, he didn't know anything about me, but importantly, neither did I. So off I went to try to get a job in the food industry. And if you have never worked in the management side of a food industry before, you've not got experience, it's quite difficult to break through. So I wasn't going to be put off by that. And I spent a long time trying to make it into the food industry. And I eventually did that. And I was in the food industry for about 3 years before I realized that I wasn't having a great time. And the thing about the food industry is it's fast moving consumer goods. It's a very fast environment with problems to solve on a daily basis and at speed. And that's not the kind of person I am. I'm just more thoughtful. I'm more want to think about things in terms of getting solutions. And so there's a conflict there. But I didn't know that, and neither did the careers advisor. So I spent probably about a year trying to get into the food industry, about 3 years into the food industry, and some time trying to get out. And all because I didn't understand myself. I didn't know myself well enough to know what my strengths were, what I valued in life, what I valued in the career, how I wanted to develop in the future, and all the things associated with preferences and work cultures and other people and so forth. So I think, that's the real answer, is to try to understand yourself better before you start applying for different roles in different sectors, different industries, or whatever you might want to be thinking about. Learn yourself, learn about yourself. That's the first phase of the SPEAR model, and it's the most important one. And strangely enough, it's something that you can develop and rediscover things about yourself for years and years and years. It's a lifelong commitment to doing that. Of course, it's evolving at the same time.